Okay, hi students. Now we continue where we left in the last session. So in the last session we learned about the substitution method and elimination method of solving the weights of linear equations. And now I will take you through some examples on how to translate the descriptive way of given problems into the equations and then solve using either substitution method or elimination method. These are important questions for your board exams. Okay, so let me take you through example 8. Okay, so these kind of problems we have done in graphical method also. So there will be some statements. From that statements you need to derive the equations. So I will take you through example 8. Okay, Rubina, a person, went to a bank to withdraw 2000. Okay, so Rubina went to a bank to withdraw 2000. She asked the cashier to give the cash in 50 and 100 notes. Okay, so she has asked to give the cash in only 50 and 100 notes. Okay, and Rubina got 25 notes in all. Okay, so she has got 25 notes in all. Can you tell how many notes each of 50 and 100 she has received? Okay, so Rubina went to a bank for 2000 rupees. Okay, and what she has done is she has asked for 50 and 100 notes. Only either 50s or 100 notes she has asked. And the total number of notes she has got is 25. So the bank person has given 25 notes. Now we need to find how many 50s he has given and how many 100s he has given. Okay. So first in these kind of problems, first we need to identify what are the variables. So in this case the variables are 50 notes and 100 notes, right? So let's say 50 notes are X and 100 notes are Y. Okay, so the total number of notes she has got is 25. Can I write like this? X plus 25, X plus Y equal to 25. The number of notes, number of 50 notes and number of 100 notes is 25. And the other thing is, total she has got 2000. So, let's say she has got X number of 50 notes, that means the total amount is 50 into X. Okay, if she has got 10 50 notes, 50 into 10 is 500. Plus 100 into Y. So how many notes she has got from 100? That becomes 2000. Is that true? So this is what? This is where you need to be very clear in writing the equations. Okay? So the total number of notes she has got is 25. So if I consider X and Y, then X plus Y equal to 25. And 50X X number of 50 notes and Y number of 100 notes, there, that is 2000. That means 50X plus 100Y equal to 2000. So what I can do is, I can simplify this equation. So if I divide this equation by 50, then I will get X plus 2Y, right? 2000 by 50 means 40. Okay, just simplifying, or you can do 0, 0 cancel and then divide by 5. Okay, so you will get the same equation. Okay, so now you have two equations, X plus Y equal to 25 and X plus 2Y equal to 40. Now you can solve this. See, whenever he has not given, solve it by the substitution method or elimination method, then you can choose any method, but you just mention what method you are using to solve these equations. Okay, so you have two equations, X plus Y equal to 25 and X plus 2Y equal to 40. You can choose any method, substitution method or elimination method to solve this. Okay, so in this example we will do both the methods. Okay, so let's go with the substitution method. Okay, in substitution method, what is the step 1? The first equation you need to write in the form of Y in the form of X. So Y becomes 25 minus X, right? And now substitute this value into equation 2, which is step 2. What is equation 2? X plus 2Y equal to 40. So X plus 2 into what is Y? 25 minus X, that equal to 40. So X plus 2 into 25 is 50 minus 2 into X is 2X, that equal to 40. So plus x minus 2x, that becomes minus x. So 40, it is plus 50. If I set that side, it is minus 50. That means minus x equal to minus 10. So x gets cancelled. So x equal to 10. Okay. So this value I substitute in any of the equation. Let's consider the first equation, y equal to 25 minus x. So 25 minus 10, that equal to 15. So the value of y is 15. Okay. So x is 10 and y is 15. This is using the substitution method. So now let's resolve this using the elimination method also. But in the exam you can do using any one of the method. Whichever you feel it is easy, you can solve using that method. Okay. So what is step 1? In elimination method, you need to write the equation in the form of ax plus by equal to c. So these equations are already in that form. So the first is x plus y equal to 25 and x plus 2y equal to 40. Right? Now, the coefficients are already equal. For x it is 1 and for this second equation also it is 1. So you don't need to multiply these equations by any common factor. So x plus y equal to 25 and you directly subtract them. So x plus 2y equal to 40. So this is equation 1 and equation 2. If you subtract that, this signs becomes opposite. So minus, minus, minus here. Okay. If it is minus here, then that becomes plus. So as I have all the plus here, so I am making it as minus. So x minus x gets cancelled. So y minus 2y becomes minus y, that equal to 25 minus 40. So 25 minus 40 is minus 15. So y you are getting the value as 15. Okay, and now substitute this into any one equation. I will take the first equation. So x plus y equal to 25. So x plus 15 equal to 25. So x becomes 25 minus 15. So x becomes 10. So x is 10, y is 15. Even from our substitution method, x is 10 and y is 15. The answer should remain same. Whatever the method you solve the graphical method or substitution method or elimination method. Okay. So these kind of problems are very important for your board exams. Okay. There are different ways of giving the problem, right? So one, they give the problem directly with the linear equations, and you can just go ahead and solve using any one of the methods. And the other method is they give as a description. From that description, you need to identify the variables and derive the equations, okay, and write the equations and then solve the equations. Okay. These kind of descriptive problems are very important for your board exams. Okay. Right. So there are other examples as well. Example 9 and 10. Okay. So I'll take you through example. I will just write the equation. Okay. So I will write the equation and then you follow any of these methods to solve it. Unless they have specified which method you need to solve those equations. Okay? Right. Okay, so example 8 we have seen. So let's look at what is there in example 9. So why I am taking you through the examples also, because writing that equation is very important. Okay, if you write the equation wrong, then you become your solution becomes wrong. Okay, so getting the equation correct is very, very important. So that's why even the examples I am trying to explain you. Okay, so example 9. In a competitive exam, okay, 3 marks are to be awarded for every correct answer. In a competitive exam, 3 marks will be awarded for every correct answer, and for every wrong answer 1 mark will be deducted. Okay, 1 mark will be deducted for every wrong answer. Madhu scored 40 marks in this exam. Had 4 marks been awarded for each correct answer and 2 marks deducted for each incorrect answer, Madhu would have scored 50 marks. Now he is changing. Okay, so how many questions were there in the test? Madhu attempted all the questions. Okay, so Madhu is the person who is writing the exam, a competitive exam. So in that competitive exam, the pattern is for every correct answer 3 marks will be given, and for every wrong answer 1 mark will be deducted. Okay, so what are the variables here? First thing we need to identify is the variables. Here there are 2 variables, correct answer and wrong answer, right? So identifying the variables is also important. So correct answer, wrong answer. So let's consider correct answer as x and the wrong answer as y. So the variables we have identified. Now let's go and get into the statement. So the statement is Madhu scored 40 marks in this exam. Madhu scored 40 marks in this exam. So let's say Madhu has written. So the first statement is Madhu has scored 40 marks. Okay, with this. So every correct answer has 3 marks, right? Every correct answer has 3 marks. It's not equal actually. Every correct answer has 3 marks and every wrong answer has -1 mark. Right? Now, total he has scored is 40. So let's say he has written x number of correct answers and y number of wrong answers. So x number of correct answers means 3 into x is his score. If he has written 10 correct answers, 10 into 3, he gets 30 marks. And if he has written y, like 5 wrong answers, 5 into -1, that is -5 marks he will get. Okay, so total becomes 30 minus 5, which is 25. Now what they are saying is he has got 40 marks. So 3x minus y equal to 40. Can I write like this? So this is equation 1. So the total marks he has got is 40. So 3 for correct answer and 1 for wrong answer. So we are assuming x number of correct answers and y number of wrong answers. 3 into x becomes total marks he scored minus y. But that becomes 40. So this is equation 1. Okay. Now, this is equation 1. Now he has given another statement. What is that? Madhu scored 40 marks. Okay. Had 4 marks been awarded for each correct answer and 2 marks deducted for each incorrect answer, Madhu would have scored 50. So now they are saying if 4 marks for correct answer and 2 marks, -2 marks for wrong answer, then he would have scored 50. Okay. So the second equation is become 4 into x, let's say x number of correct answers. So 4 into x minus 2 marks, right? 2 into y. That should have been 50 is what they are saying. So this is equation 2. Now you have two equations. 3x minus y equal to 40 and 4x minus 2y equal to 50. So these two equations you can solve either by substitution method or elimination method. So getting to the equation is very, very important. So that's why I have given you the descriptive way and how to write the equation. So you can solve using the substitution method or elimination method. You will get the answer. And the answer for this is x equal to 15 and y equal to 5. Okay. So he has scored 15 answers correct and 5 answers wrong. Okay. So that is what you should get as an answer. Okay. And there is another example which is very, very important. That is example 10. Okay. So let's look at what is example 10. Okay. Hope you are clear on this. First you identify the variables. Okay. So once you identify, first you identify the variables and then you write the equations and solve those equations. Correct. Now, let's look at the example 10, which is very, very important. Okay. This may appear into your board exam. Okay. Example 10. Why I am saying it is important is the descriptive way of giving this problem is a bit twisting. Okay. So you need to get the equation correct. Mary told her daughter. Mary is a person. Mother told her daughter 7 years ago, okay, 7 years ago, I was 7 times as old as you were then. 7 years ago, mother is saying to the daughter, 7 years ago, mother was 7 times as old as the daughter was. Okay, that's statement 1. And also, 3 years from now, after 3 years, I shall be 3 times as old as you. Okay? As old as you will be. Find the present age of Mary and daughter. So here, the interesting thing is we need to first identify what are the variables. So the variables are the ages of mother and daughter, right? So Mary's age and daughter's age, right? These are the two variables. Let's assume Mary's age as X and daughter's age as Y at this point. Let's say today. Now, what she is saying is the first statement. 7 years ago. 7 years ago means that is their age would be X minus 7. Mary's age was X minus 7 and daughter's age was also Y minus 7. So she said 7 years ago I was 7 times as old as you were then. So she's saying 7 years ago I was 7 times as old as you were at that time. So that means X minus 7 is equal to 7 times of Y minus 7. Got it? So 7 years ago what she is saying is 7 times of the daughter's age the mother was having. Okay, so if you solve this equation, this is equation 1 basically. Okay, so if you solve this equation, X minus 7 becomes 7Y minus 49. So if you write in the AX plus BY equal to C form, that means X, and the 7Y if you send this side, that becomes minus 7Y, and this minus 49 plus 7. So minus 49 plus 7 becomes, so X minus 7Y equal to minus 42. So this is equation number 1. Okay. Now they have given another statement, right? 3 years from now. Okay. The second statement. So this is the statement 1. 3 years from now, that means she becomes X plus 3 and daughter will also become Y plus 3 after 3 years. Okay. I shall be, that means mother is saying, mother should be 3 times as old as you. 3 times as old as you. That means the second statement becomes the X plus 3 equal to 3 times of the age of the daughter, that is Y plus 3. Okay. So X plus 3, if you solve this, 3Y plus 9. So X minus 3Y equal to 9 minus 3. So X minus 3Y equal to 6, that is equation 2. Okay. So now we have got two equations, X minus 7Y equal to minus 42, X minus 3Y equal to 6. If you resolve these equations either by substitution method or elimination method. So here particularly they have asked you to do using the elimination method. Okay. So they follow by elimination method. You solve these equations and the answers should come. The coefficients are same, so I can directly get to them. So they become, yeah. So the answers are X is 42 and Y is 12. So mother's age is 42 years and daughter's age is 12 years. Okay. So this is very important problem. So what it is given is the mother is saying to the daughter that her age 7 years before was 7 times of daughter's age, and after 3 years she will be 3 times of daughter's age. Okay. So the variables we need to identify. The variables are mother's age and daughter's age. So Mary's age we are taking as X and daughter's age we are considering as Y. So 7 years before, okay, 7 years ago, that is X minus 7 their age was X minus 7 and Y minus 7, and 7 times is what mother's age is, so that becomes X minus 7 equal to 7 times of daughter's age, which is Y minus 7, and if you resolve that you get X minus 7Y equal to minus 42, and similarly after 3 years their age will be X plus 3 and Y plus 3. Okay, both, see here the key thing you need to observe is both mother and the daughter's age either increase or decrease before and after, right? So after 3 years, when mother is X plus 3, daughter will also be Y plus 3. Okay, at that time the age is 3 times to the daughter's age, so X plus 3 becomes 3 into Y plus 3. So if you solve that, you get X minus 3Y equal to 6. You do it using the elimination method, so you get the age of mother and daughter, which is mother's age is 42 and daughter's age is 12. Okay, so So that is the important problem, which is example 10. Okay. Now let's look at the 4.2 exercise where these kinds of problems are given, and we need to solve the equations either by substitution method or elimination method. If they give which method